So one time I'm driving in LA and it wasn't uncommon that I would pop into LA from Santa Barbara from time to time. I must have gotten at least one drive to LAX. I know I definitely got a ride from LAX back to like Ventura County, which is really close to Santa Barbara, but I would pop into LA from time to time for whatever reason. So anyway, I was driving in by Avenue of the Stars. I don't know exactly what neighborhood that is, but not far from Beverly Hills. And I should know LA a little better, but anyway. Not far from Beverly Hills, not far from Beverly Center, that like, ritzy area, right? So Avenue of the Stars. And the app says I got a ride from Elizabeth. It did not show her picture, but it said that just that name Elizabeth. So I'm like, okay. So I go and drive over to where this person is, go to pick them up, and pay attention to these next details very carefully. So pull over to pick this person up. She opens the door. She says, for Elizabeth, in like kind of this deepish voice. And I look, and immediately my heart jumped, and I was like, oh my God, it's her. I immediately recognized who it was. So before I go any further, and some of you may already know who I'm talking about, but it is worth mentioning, and you don't have to believe me, okay? But I promise you, I have nothing to lie about. Maybe about a couple months before, I had been obsessed with this person. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like this person is any type of hero, is any type of person to look up to. The fact that she was indicted and that she is in prison as a white woman says everything, right? But I'm just gonna say that the fact that she was able to get away with what she was able to get away with, quite literally murder, right next to it. Again, I just, for whatever reason, found that fascinating. I'm not saying good or bad, I'm just saying neutral. I just found that in itself, like like what on earth? Of course, I'm talking about Elizabeth Holmes, if you haven't figured it out already. So again, the fact that she was able to lie through her teeth and that she built this board with like, what was it, former defense secretaries or secretaries of state, like, who is this person? Again, I'm not saying this is someone to be worshipped, but I gobbled up all the interviews that she watched. Like, I was just fascinated by who this person was. The fact that she was able to swindle all of these, for all intents and purposes, intelligent, rich people. So when I had her as an Uber passenger, I was like, oh, Lyft passenger, I was like, holy shit, it's her. So she hops in, I say for Elizabeth, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's her. And it's like complete silence. And in my head, I'm thinking, I have to have an excuse to talk to her. Like, not only am I like out here like driving, trying to meet people and trying to like network, that's my whole purpose of me being out here as a Lyft driver, but it's the fact that I have her. When am I ever gonna get the chance to talk to her ever again? Not only, again, somebody known, but somebody that I've personally had this weird, unhealthy obsession with. So, she hops in, she does not put her seatbelt on, and I don't dare ask her to. At one point, about, again, maybe just a couple minutes into the ride, because we're going from there to downtown. I'm not going to say where I'm dropping her off at a hotel. I'll just say that. Dropping her off at a hotel downtown. And I asked, I was like, is the air okay? And she is like on her laptop. She doesn't even look up and she says, it's perfect. And I was like, shit, I want to talk more than that, right? So at one point we're sitting in some notorious LA traffic. The total ride lasted, it couldn't have been more than 15, 20 minutes. Okay. But we were sitting in traffic for a little bit. And at one point I finally like get the courage to say like, I just have to say, like, I'm your biggest fan. Like, I have been watching all of your media appearances, like your rise. I've been following your career, and like, I just had to say something. And she's like, oh, that's very sweet of you. And she, like, that's, and then the extent of it, you know what she was doing in my car? You're not going to believe this, and that's okay. She was literally signing up for health insurance. And if I wanted to, I could have written down her credit card number, but again, I'm driving. I can't really do that. Wouldn't have been obvious. But she literally like was paying for her health insurance policy in my car, like while during this Uber drive. It was so interesting. But anyway, we get close to where we're going, and she kind of like leans up and says, kind of it's giving like, oh, you can drop me, like you don't have to drop me off right in front. It's like she's getting ready to say that, and she says, it was so nice talking to you. I hope all your dreams come true. And I was like, at some point I was like, I said I didn't get into Stanford, but I put myself through UCLA. I just dropped out to kind of like, again, not entirely true, but it also wasn't entirely true that this woman was my hero. But anyway, that when she hopped on, she was like, I hope all your dreams come true. And she hops out. She left me a nice little tip, which I was kind of surprised and impressed by that. And she runs off. And she was wearing one of those vests that she's notorious for wearing. Again, her voice was that like deeper voice that is supposed to be fake, but it was over as quickly as it began, and I just literally could not get over the feeling that, oh my God, I had Elizabeth Holmes in my car.